Hay algunos que dicen que el desayuno es la comida más...
Yeah, I had to show y'all a little something. Little something. You know what I'm saying? Alright. A little out of breath. Welcome to another Twitch stream. It's your boy Bruce Leeward. Before we get started, like, comment, subscribe. I'll kick y'all ass. Just play it. I'm playing. Follow me on my social medias, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, everything's that I am Bruce Leroy. TikTok is It's Bruce Leroy, BIH. Okay. Now, we got a lot to talk about. So we're going to do the Eagles recap. We're going to watch some interviews. And I got some announcements to make before we get started. First and foremost, I owe you guys an apology. I said I was going to stream the Eagles and Rams game. I tried to go make it happen. I could give y'all a bunch of excuses why it didn't happen. And maybe they're somewhat valid. But I'm not going to make no excuses. I'm going to own up to it. Be a man and be accountable. And moving forward, make sure I be a man of my word. And if I can't do something, then I'll just say I won't even bring it up. You understand what I'm saying? I won't even bring it up. I won't bother to have a conversation about it. If I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, let's put this in this. What's the name? If I can't do something, I won't. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to give y'all no excuse. I'm just going to make sure that I hold myself accountable. And I'm pissed off at myself because this would have been a fantastic game to stream. I will make sure the Buccaneers and the Eagles are playing Sunday in the first window of games. So I will be definitely watching that. All right. So I apologize moving forward. I'm going to try to be a man of my word. If I can't, then I just won't even say I'm going to do it. Okay. So if I can't 100% say that, like, yo, this is going to happen. And it just goes with anything. It's not just about streaming the games. It ain't just about streaming in general. This goes down to even releasing music. If I can't say 100%, yo, this is exactly going to come out, I won't even say it. From moving forward, if I can't 100% guarantee something, I won't even put the notion out there. Because I don't want to come on here and make my name off becoming a liar. That's definitely something that I think we all lie from time to time. But being a compulsive liar, being somebody who isn't a man of his word, that's not how I move. And certainly I'm not an individual who I have lazy tendencies from time to time, but I'm very serious when I say I want to become one of the greatest entertainers this world has ever seen. I want to be one of the best hip-hop and R&B artists of all time. I want to be with the Summer Walkers, the SZAs, the Kailanis of the world. Drake, Kendrick, Cole, Future, Nicki Minaj. All of the greats, I belong up there with them, and I believe I can beat them. Hands down. I write all my shit. I don't need no ghostwriter. You know what I'm saying? I don't need nobody to ghostwrite it. I can do hip-hop, R&B. I can write pop. Just imagine if Jason Taysom Hill was an elite quarterback. That's me when it comes to music. That's me when it comes to entertainment. I could do everything at a high level. I'm the Travis Hunter of the entertainment world. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? So I take what I do very seriously. So when I don't honor my commitment or I don't do what I'm supposed to do on my end, because here's the thing, right? Being broke, I think it's to an extent you can control it because you got to put more work in. There's something that you're doing wrong. There, maybe your heart and your work ethic's in the right place, but your methodology is off, and you got to be able to make those adjustments. And I'm doing the best I can. So I think the things that I can control, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a better job making sure that I not only honor my commitments, but just be as consistent as possible. Because this is not just a mindset I'm looking to have because I got to have this mindset now, right? I'm trying to get on. But more importantly, it's very important for me to maintain this mindset no matter what type of success that I might attain in this life of mine, right? It's very important that no matter how much money I obtain, no matter how many opportunities are able to come my way, God willing, it's my responsibility to stay hungry, stay focused, and stay consistent. The objective is to maintain a high level of success. Things are going to happen where you won't obtain success, but you have to really look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, are you doing everything that you can every day when you get up? Are you utilizing the 24 hours to the fullest extent, or are you up here bullshitting? Each and every one of us got to ask ourselves this question. And my responsibility is that every 24 hours a day that I get, my responsibility is your first half of the day is dedicated towards the 9 to 5. You got to do what you got to do to make money. That second half, get your motherfucking ass off of work. You're not sitting around watching YouTube videos and chilling. You are going to stream. We got music to do. We still got behind the administrative shit. So I'm not here to make this a all-day thing about me, but I'm going to make sure that I hold myself accountable for making sure that I show up for me. Right? Fuck a 9 to 5. You late. It is what it is, right? Obviously, you don't want to be late because you want to instill the good habits. And being on time is very important. Being punctual is very important. But 9 to 5, it is what it is. It's temporary. But we need to instill good habits like honoring commitments, being a man of my word, being punctual, being on time, and staying consistent regardless if you feel like it or not. Now, if some shit happens on my health, that's one thing. It is what it is. We're human beings. We're not robots. But if I'm able to go do something and I say I was going to do it, it's my responsibility to make sure that it gets done. So moving forward from here on out, I will honor my commitments like I'm supposed to. And I'm not going to give you guys an excuse why I didn't stream the game. We'll just make sure that this Buccaneer game coming up, let's make up for it. Let's stream. Let's control the shit that we can't control. I can control me getting up in front of this damn camera and talking. Whether it is one viewer, whether it's 0 viewers, it don't matter how many viewers it is. Because here's the thing. If I didn't show up for my viewer, the least I could say, I showed up for me. I showed up for myself. I made a commitment as a man to say, hey, we're going to do X, Y, and Z, and X, Y, and Z got done. Not X, Y, not Y, X, whatever the case may be. I will do better moving forward. So, off of that, another thing, on a more upbeat note, I'm going to be listening to the Cardi B album today. I cannot listen to it on Twitch because Twitch is cracking down on how they do shit. But I have a Patreon. I will make that announcement, I think, on my Twitter, whatever the case may be. So it'll come out sometime this week. I don't have a specific timetable for it, but I'm going to be listening right after this stream. I'll be listening to the Cardi B album, and I will give you guys my reaction on that. All right? So I will be listening. I've literally tried to hold out. By the way, I got to get this guy's flowers. Destroyed Lonely, I talked about it on my Twitter. This is why you don't have an ego as an artist. You do what the fuck you have to do. Even if I got to go outside in a park, I got to go outside at a carnival. You know what social media is going to say? Oh, yeah, look at him. He fell off. She fell off. They only got 15 people there. They performing at a carnival. They're outside. They did the same shit with Saweetie. Oh, look, he performing at shopping mall. They performing at SeaWorld. Oh, low budget ass shit. Let me tell you something right now. Number one, a bag is a bag. Excuse me. A bag is a bag. No matter where you get it, no matter how you get it. As long as it's legitimate and it's legal. It don't matter why you get your fucking bag. There's motherfuckers who ain't got no bag. I'm talking about not even a goddamn grocery bag in their possession. There's people that don't live by themselves. So why the fuck would I give a shit about people who don't even have their life together about how I get my money? Especially if it's legitimate and ain't illegal and it's a decent check. Why the hell would I give a fuck about your opinion about how I get my check? And guess what? All 15 or 5 of them people that's sitting there, even if it's just 2 motherfuckers there, they gonna have a good time. So yeah, I will be streaming the Cardi B album. All right, man, let's get into it, because you're not here for all that jazz. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. So here's the thing. Just real quick about the Destroy Lonely album. This is why it's so important to not have an ego about shit and not listen to people, because there's a stigma that a lot of people have, especially the industry, like, man, I want to be like Drake and him. I don't want to run ass. I want to just do a surprise drop and then hide under the fucking table and then hope that I could just hopefully come up with $100K in first week sales. But shout out to Opium, shout out to Destroy Lonely, his entire team, for saying, bro, we not above attention. We're not above garnering attention, because here's the thing. There's an individual out here in this world, no matter whatever country you're in, there's a person out here who has never heard your work before. There's a person who never heard your work before. So you might got, I got 1 million monthly listeners. There's not 1 million people in this world. So that means this. You keep going. You don't know. You don't know who has the potential to listen to your music. And you don't know, like, there's people born every freaking day, man. And there's people that grow up and they turn a new age up. Like, you just don't know. So I really love how Opium and Destroy Lonely, they put aside their ego, and then the label, of course, which I believe is Interscope. Don't quote me on that. I think Playboy Cardi, because his label's Opium. I think Opium is under Interscope. Shout out to everybody that was involved to say, yo, we're going to run YouTube ads. Because I heard of Destroy Lonely. I've peeked at a few of his songs, but nothing really is just like gotten me over to listen to his music full time. I literally went to go listen to his album. I'm not done with it. I don't know if I'm going to do a reaction. It's probably something I'm going to, like, let me know in the comment section or whatever this case may be. Whoever's watching this, maybe if it's nobody, I don't fucking know. But in case y'all do watch it, let me know if you want me to do a reaction to Destroy Lonely's album. But I'm actually going to listen. I've been listening to his album, and then there was a snippet of one of his songs that came up in the middle of my videos, and I literally went to go search up his shit, and I found out that he put out an album. So I really like the lack of ego. Also, Cardi B had a fantastic rollout. She went out there, did a bunch of videos, showed her personality. It was funny. It was very charismatic. It was nice. Like, it was well done. Like, if I didn't ever care about Cardi B or think about listening to just like her, how funny her and relatable her videos are, or how funny and relatable her videos were, I would actually go, let's see. Yo, first off, welcome to the stream. Yo, I do artwork for streamers. Want to peep some of it? James, I appreciate you popping in first and foremost. Secondly, I'm streaming right now. I'm not going to be able to look at my social media. I'm locked in. We're doing the Eagles and Rams recap. That's what we're focused on right now. But yeah, so I'll look at it. I already see your name. I'll search it up on Instagram. Maybe you could just drop your Instagram. I'll look at it when I get a chance. Right now, I'm streaming. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Fuck. I appreciate you for popping in. But I'm busy right now. I'm streaming. I'm focused on that. But yeah, so just wrapping things up, man, it's very important that as an artist, as a creative, you don't let your ego get in the way of things, man. You have to get in a situation where you're willing to do the work, whether you feel like it's monotonous, whether you feel like there's no such thing as work that's beneath you. So if I was an artist and the people that were setting up the stage needed some help with setting shit up, and I could do it, I will do it. I'm never beneath any work that's designated to propel my career forward or to obtain success by any means. So it's very important that just, ladies and gentlemen, don't listen to social media. Bro, social media is filled with a bunch of bum-ass niggas. And that's just the truth. And that goes for men and with a bunch of bum-ass people who don't take risks, don't want to become anything in life. So, of course, they're going to talk about you. He only had 5 people. Why is he doing it? Why is he or she still doing YouTube ads? Drake don't do that. Like, don't worry about that shit. Worry about whatever the work is. Do it. Because, like I said before, you may have 2-3 million monthly streams. It's not 2-3 million people on this goddamn planet. It's billions. So that means every day you could have an opportunity at a new listener. So just do the damn work. And so far, the Destroy Lonely album, I don't listen to, again, I've heard of him, never really took a deep dive into his music. It actually sounds pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. The flows were nice, the production was very immaculate. I liked what I heard. Low key drain, might sound body, but if you're down, toss me your Discord or IG. Listen, this is what you need to do. First off, my socials is at I am Bruce Leroy. When do you focus on the game? Okay, cool. I appreciate you for doing that because that's actually what I asked you to do in the first place. What I asked you to do in the first place was to drop your social so that way when I have time, which is not going to be now, I can go take a look. But I appreciate you. So moving forward with that, let's talk about the Eagles and the Rams game. I'm kind of scatterbrained off of that. So once again, for anybody who's popping in, we're doing the Eagles-Rams recap, so we're going to get that started right now. We're not going to waste no time. We already wasted 17 minutes talking about some bullshit. All right, so Eagles and the Rams. I hate that I just did this dumbass shit. Matter of fact, fuck it. I know what we're going to do. I'm going to use my phone. Matter of fact, nah, I can't do that. Shit's annoying. Whatever, fuck it. Move on. Yeah. Okay, we're going to move on. So, I got my notes ready to go. So let's talk about the first quarter. So matter of fact, fuck it. You see I'm coming unprepared? I should be already having these things ready to go. Eagles versus the Rams. By the way, for those also that's tuning in as well, bro, this nigga, what's this guy name? You know Coach JB from like one of them old Netflix shows and shit, Last Chance U? Bro, you know this dude called me out of my fucking name for no reason. The dude called me soft. And what else did he say? He called me little boy. I had to roast the fuck out of his ass because it's like, I could see if I came to your page spreading hate, but you sit it up here and you're disrespecting me. And listen, my comment, I told this, I said, you have a lot to learn about women because, once again, just making this real quick, it was a stat baby situation with Adrian Broner. Cameron kicks him off. The dude was like, yo, why didn't stat baby say anything? And obviously, y'all know, like, women, bro, when women like you, they don't even fucking say anything. They literally just stare and gaze at you. So what makes you think they're going to say anything? Now, granted, some women don't mind speaking about, yo, listen, stop. But not everybody responds the same. And most women, when they're a couple, they're not going to say shit. They just going to make faces, do nervous laughter and shit like that, right? And again, the argument doesn't necessarily mean anything because the social cues were there for him to just chill out. She wasn't reciprocating the energy that Adrian Broner was giving her. You know what I'm saying? So, it is with that. But him calling out my name, talk about calling me soft and shit, like, bro, stop fucking playing with me, you little old ass homo. Like, stop playing with me, bro. Like I cannot believe he went out of his way to disrespect me. And then because he think I got the anime shit going on, I do look nerdy, which I am a nerd to an extent. I'm not gonna lie, act like I'm not. But you know, it was really out of pocket, like really disrespectful. So let's have a conversation about the first quarter. So Bond intercepted. Bond had a fantastic game. Zach Bond was really all over the field, especially that first half, getting that interception. And by the way, also, This is really crazy because So obviously we won the game 33-26. I probably should have stated the score before even proceeding forward. But yeah, okay, cool. So beat him 33-26, and it's crazy because I reacted a couple days ago to Steve. So Steve Smith put out like he put out a video talking about, yo, is Jalen Hurts a top 5 quarterback? Him and his co-host, who's like an NFL insider, and they compared him to Russell Wilson back in Seattle, and how Steve Smith wasn't convinced that he could lead a comeback drive. And I spoke at length about it. So here's what's going to happen. If you look at the video that I posted on Twitch on Wednesday, that says like NFL highlights and more. If it was last Wednesday, I'm trying to figure out what last Wednesday was. What day was last Wednesday? They give me everything. Okay, what is today? 22nd. Yeah. So if you look on the stream on the 17th, I respond to that video. So it's so ironic how everybody's like, yeah, I'm not convinced he can lead them down the field, or he can't make people better and shit like that. So I responded to that. If you want a more condensed version, what I'm going to do is, because I really loved the discussion that I had. I thought it was a fantastic discussion. I really want you guys to hear it. I'm going to download that video, clip it. It's like maybe a 15, 20 minute long conversation, and I'm going to add it to my YouTube at I Am Bruce Leroy. So if you look at the YouTube channel, I Am Bruce Leroy, where I basically post all my Eagles recap, which this one will be on there as well. It will also have that conversation there ready for you, so that if you guys want to look at it and listen to it, you can. So it's very ironic that, you know, those questions were pretty much answered in this game. By the way, Tank Bigsby. So if y'all watch me, I think the live stream when I live streamed the Chiefs, and I think I might even mention it in my recap. Which also, those that are looking for the recap, I believe the Eagles recap is available on my Twitch, and it's also available on my YouTube at I Am Bruce Leroy. Okay, you can't miss it. It's literally the first long ass hour plus video. So it's on YouTube at I Am Bruce Leroy, and it's literally on my Twitch channel. And I believe it's either last Tuesday or last Wednesday, which would be like either the 16th or the 17th. So I said, damn, why is Bigsby be at least a kick returner? And then he was kick returner this time around. By the way, I have to give the Rams a lot of credit here. By the way, let me see how many. I know I'm scatterbrained, so I apologize. I just want to quickly wrap up the Zach Ball point. What does Zach Ball say? Yeah, 3 tackles, 4 assists, and an interception. Zach Ball was going crazy in that first half, 100%. So for those that watch me live and things of that nature, for those that watch me live, sorry, let me get some damn water. It's fine. I just drank water. I'm already hiccuping and shit. For those that watch me live, y'all see my reaction. So Tank Bigsby and I believe, who's the other dude? Tank Bigsby and John Mechie. The kick returning skills, they're not the answers. I'm sorry. Mechie is like slightly better than Tank Bigsby, but I don't see them. And again, this is only the first game, and the kicking was weird, which I have to give a lot of credit to the Los Angeles Rams for this. And honestly, this is something that I would have already adopted. Because think about it like this. You went from, the NFL changed the rules, going from the 20-yard line off a touchback, then they changed it to the 25. The 25, okay, fine. Then they changed it to the 30. And I think it's either at the 30 or the 35 years. I think it's at the 30, which nobody fucking asked for. But here's the thing. When you do that, you're making it hard for the defense to play by giving them short field position. Nobody asked for this shit. So you're chopping the legs of the defense away. And for what? So I really don't like that, to be honest with you. I thought it was very... I hate the new The new rules that they implemented this year are fucking stupid, and this is one of them. We're going to talk about the other later on in the stream, but this is one that I can't stand because you can't just act like the defense doesn't have a job. Like you can't go out of your way to make the defense's job harder because you are under the false impression that NFL fans want a high-scoring game, and you're also under the impression that having a high-scoring game equates to an entertaining football game, and it actually doesn't always the case. If anything, it makes it worse because we want to see good defense. If you're not a real football fan, if you don't like defense, you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying I want like a fucking 7-13 score all the time, but at the same time, having a high-scoring game doesn't necessarily equate to an entertaining game. And it doesn't equate to good football for really either ball club. It's not good to have 55, 65. Like, I don't want to see the Jared Goff Rams and the Patrick Mahomes Chiefs, the regular season that they had. I don't want to see that every week. I like that those things are an anomaly. I don't want to see that every week. Only a fucking fool who don't watch football will want to see that every week. So Bixby, Mechie, the kick returner, I'm not feeling it. I will say this, though. I feel like Shipley might be our guy at kick return. I will say this, though. The Rams implemented a smart strategy, but it might have low-key fucked them over in the end when it came to field goal kicking. So the Rams are smart. Shout out to the special teams coordinator, the kicker, whoever was in charge of making these decisions, because what they said was, bro, if you're making our defense have to work harder by changing the rules to starting at the 30, why the fuck would I just kick it right to the – why would I do a touchback, or why would I just kick it right to the kick returner, especially if they're dangerous? Like you get a guy like Turpin from the Dallas Cowboys. It might be all she wrote. So guess what? Boom. Why don't I kick a squib and then it's an unorthodox kick, and then it also gets the person rattled because the returner most likely is either expecting an easy return because of how the rules are implemented, or they're expecting a touchback. So how you mitigate that is, and it is low-key a risk because that ball can end up going out of bounds. But it's a smart risk because if you got a kicker who knows how to hit the right spots on the field to the point where it won't roll out of bounds and cost you even more field position, that's actually smart. So the Rams, shout out to the Rams and shout out to their kicker for saying, you know what, we're not going to just hand it right to the kick returner because that's stupid. That's going to make it hard on our defense and you're risking a return. Let's do like somewhat of a squib. That's going to get the returners off balance because they're not going to be expecting the kick to come in. They're not going to expect the kick to come in such an awkward way to the point where it's bouncing off and ricocheting off the ground, and you kind of really don't know which direction it's going to go. So that's actually advantageous for us, and it helps our defense with field position. So I have to tip my headband to them for that because that was very, very smart. So I don't know how much of the returning thing was because of how awkward the Rams special teams was, or because they're just not good enough. And I feel like that Shipley is the answer at kick return for right now. We'll see what the future holds, but he's the answer at kick return. So Lane Johnson got injured. He had a neck injury, and they put in Matt Pryor. And Matt Pryor was horrible. Horrible. Right off rip. It ain't even like he was bad. For the love of God, I don't understand. I don't know if this was Jeff Stoutland's decision. This was Sirianni. But you have Fred Williams, who literally played for you guys last year. I understand he's the left tackle. He hasn't played on the right side very much. But I would rather take my chances on him, who has starting experience, who plays tackle, than to play with a guy. I didn't even know who the fuck Matt Pryor was. And mind you, I'm the type of guy I do content on the Eagles. So I'm aware of who the free agents are to an extent. Like I keep the undrafted free agents and the practice squad players in my head. Like I've never heard of this. I'm like, who the fuck is Matt Pryor? Who is this guy? And he was horrible. And finally, when they put Fred Williams in, and he was terrific. There's a reason why Jacksonville wanted him and why he was going to get the bag. And honestly, if I'm Jacksonville, that was pretty stupid. You can never really have enough offense. Like, bro, here's another guy I got to salute. And at the end of the day, I'm not even mad at the Eagles for doing this because we didn't have a choice. Kennard is really, really good for Green Bay right now. Shout out to Josh Jobe. I know this is a little different, and I know he's a corner. Shout out to Josh Jobe for what he's doing in Seattle. But a huge shout out to Kennard. He is hooping over there in Green Bay. He's playing really, really freaking good. So shout out to him. I wonder what happened to Isaac Samala because he was in Pittsburgh, so I don't know if he's still playing. He's still on the roster with that. Hold on, let me double check real quick. Let's see what Isaac Samala doing, bro. Probably misspelled his name. Okay, so he played. He 31 years old. He's still in Pittsburgh. Okay, great. Yeah, he was on that 2022 team. He was the right guard, I believe. Was he right guard or left guard? I don't remember. He was a guard for sure. I know that for a fact. But yeah, so Lane Johnson had a neck. Now, here's some good news that I just found out today. It's a stinger. So, because it's a stinger, he might play the next game against the Buccaneers, which I promise I'll make sure that we stream. And again, Sidney Brown. Every time there's a fight on special teams, I say to myself and watch, even before I see who was, if I said, how about you want to bet Sidney Brown's a part of it? No disrespect, I love his physicality. I love his attitude. He's a really good player, especially on special teams. But Sidney Brown, stop getting into a goddamn fight every time. Every time this nigga on special teams, he's getting into a fight one fight per game. And it happens every single time. He got to stop doing it because they're going to penalize you. We really struggle with the run. I got to give credit where credit is due. First off, Kyron Williams had a fantastic game. But not only that, this dude, Blake Corum, he's solid. I'm not gonna hold you. Blake Corum is a really good running back. Yeah, they was like the numbers don't jump off the page, but these two were whooping our ass, like straight up, like no cap. They was whooping our ass the whole game. Like we really had no answer for the run, zero. So we really had trouble stopping the run, and Devontae Adams was going to work. Blankenship, I'm not going to lie to you. Now, you can argue, and you wouldn't be necessarily wrong, that Blankenship did get PI'd by Devontae Adams on that touchdown. But I didn't like his coverage. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm not going to say Blankenship is bad, but I need him to elevate his game a little better. So, if you guys been following me for a while, for those that are watching, you guys been following me since I Am Bruce Leroy on YouTube when I used to do basically just reactions off that and upload them bitches. I said that Blankenship is a really good player, but he needs a super athletic counterpart like a Charleston Gardner-Johnson. By the way, Makuba was really quiet. I hope he wasn't injured because I didn't hear anything about Makuba whatsoever. Makuba was really quiet. But yeah, I'm kind of like confused. Because Blankenship does some good things that make you like, oh, there's a reason why he's a part of this team. There's a reason why he's a starter. He does some good things. They'll do some shit that's just like, bro, why? You and your friend. Like, here's the thing, and I'm being honest with you. And I'm not, it's not to disrespect Reed Blankenship and say he's a bad player. But I think right now, it's time for him to get to the next level of his game. How do we elevate from year? Because year one, he had a fantastic year. Then it's kind of was steady. And then last year, he caught some really good interceptions. They low-key were the same ones. But, again, you catching interceptions, that's a huge deal. So Blankenship is a good player. He's a hard hitter, and he's a very good tackler. But I'm looking for the next elevation of his game. And he hasn't exactly reached it. Now, granted, that defensive coverage against Devontae Adams in that fourth quarter on that last offensive drive, was fantastic. Great play by him. But I think he needs to develop. He has it. He kind of, number one, I don't think there's any particular year, at least from the eye test. Stats-wise, I don't know. But from the eye test, he hasn't had a year that quite was on a level of his first year starting. It's time for Reed Blankenship to get to the next level of his game. He got to improve his coverage. His coverage is too barely okay. And we don't need that. Like, you shocked us with being an undrafted free agent and being able to be good enough to play as an NFL starter. Now it's time for you to be an all-pro caliber safety because the tools are there, right? You're a hard hitter. And you don't have to be the most athletic guy on the field either. I'm not saying that because that's not really in Reed Blankenship's toolbox. He's really not that athletic like that. He's a hard hitter who has ball hawk tendencies. I understand. But at the same time, I'm looking for the next step in your game, and I feel like that he hasn't really taken that next leap as much as I would like him to do so. So I'm looking for Reed Blankenship to kind of step up and improve his game. Because to warrant another contract, I feel like the way he's playing is very replaceable. And I like Blankenship. I do. But what is he doing that I could say, I want him to stay an Eagle for the rest of his career? Or if he goes, will I miss his presence? Now, granted, he has fantastic leadership from what I've heard. And again, he makes some plays that make you want to, tip your cap to him. But I need consistency. And it just isn't there with Reed Blank. The consistency is not there as much as I would like it to be. And the progress from his first year starting all the way up until about year 4, year 5, I'm not seeing it. And it needs to be there because you're with Vic Fangio, you're with Christian Parker, who's a hell of a DB coach, probably a head coach or at the very least a defensive coordinator somewhere else. He's going to get promoted after you've been promoted. By the way, prayers up to that guy. I heard the guy that ended up doing that viral meme. I heard that he's dealing with some health issues, so prayers out for him as well. But yeah, just going back on topic, I need to see more out of Reed Blankenship. But by the way, I also made a tweet about Jalix Hunt. You can't show me that Super Bowl you had, and then that I'm okay with Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith could play a little better, but I'm not worried about Nolan Smith as much. Jalix Hunt, I need you to step up a little bit more. I'm not asking you to be an all-pro just yet. I understand this is your first full year starting. But I need to see more out of Jalix. I'm not seeing enough out of Jalix Hunt. Jalix Hunt to me is not making enough of an impact on this team. I need to get some rushes. I see Uche doing this thing. I see Nolan Smith chime in from time to time. I need to see more out of Jalix Hunt. I'm not seeing enough. I'm not seeing the leap from that fantastic latter half of the year all the way up until now. Granted, your first year starting is still early, but I need to see more out of Jalix Hunt. I'm not seeing enough. And that's just my opinion on that. Okay, cool. So I'm not seeing enough on that as well. So, let's say anything else today. Yeah, so the offensive struggles were really, really bad. And for Jalen Hurts, let's talk about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, 21 for 32, 226, 3 touchdowns, 9 carries, 40 yards, 1 touchdown. It was really hard for me to evaluate Jalen Hurts because while I could see some of the things were out of his control, like Jahan Dotson ran a really bad route in the second quarter that actually almost got Jalen Hurts picked off. I do agree that there was some missed throws, maybe some guys that he could have gave the ball too early, but I feel like that I can't really blame too much on Jalen. Like, week 1, he was phenomenal. Regardless of whatever the numbers say, he was razor sharp, damn near a perfect, in my opinion, he had a perfect game in week 1. Week 2, played okay, given the circumstance, not entirely his fault, but didn't play great enough for me. He was kind of meh. But again, not really it's not really much he could, like he did the best he could with the opportunities that he was given. Week 3, which is the first half of that at the very least, it's so hard for me to evaluate because he was not giving. These route combinations were fucking horrible. They were terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was really bad. And another thing, too, and this is, I don't know what the fuck is going on over there. I seen the first half of that Cowboys game. I saw a lot of Kellen Moore-esque formations, lots of single back, lots of, we saw a toss to Saquon. Like, Saquon Barkley didn't have a great game, but I can't even hold him to this standard because we ran inside zone the whole fucking game. Like, if we really going to commit to running the football, and this shit needs to stop. It needs to end. If we're going to truly commit to running the football, we have to try different types of fucking runs. I'm sick of seeing inside zone draw plays. It's the same shit, but it all leads to an inside run out of 11 personnel. I'm tired of looking at that shit. I don't want to see it no more, bro. I'm tired of seeing this shit. We're wasting a generational fucking talent, and we're making him look really bad, all due to the simple fact that we're not trying to run the ball in multiple ways so that we can give Saquon a fighting chance. Give him some tosses. Let's get some counterplay. Let's get some misdirection. Let's involve him in some screenplays. Let's do different shit with Saquon Barkley so he can be productive. Because I don't give a fuck what type of running back you are. And you're not going to, talent-wise, you're not going to get any better than Saquon Barkley. Size, every single, like, if you say build me a running back, I'm going with Saquon Barkley any fucking day. And that's past or present. Barry Sanders is my favorite running back of all time. But if I ask you to build me a running back, I want Saquon. Saquon has everything you want in a running back. Leadership, toughness, strength, great ball carrier vision. The moves is insane. The spin moves, like even some of the shit he was doing, like we're wasting this guy's talent because the Eagles refuse to run anything outside of inside zone and draws. But either way, it's literally the same runs up the middle every fucking time, and I'm tired of seeing this shit. The Eagles got to do a better job in trying to find different ways to run Saquon Barkley or get him involved. So let's just say if we're trying everything, we're trying outside tosses, we're trying counter plays, misdirections, we're doing everything that we can to actually run the ball with Saquon the right way, not the same inside zone, halfback draw up the middle bullshit. No, we're actually doing the best we can to get Saquon involved in a running game or get Saquon involved in general. And the running game just doesn't work, then we just need to resort to getting involved in the passing game. But we have to stop destroying Saquon and make Saquon look bad because the Eagles refuse to actually be versatile with the play calling, especially when it comes to running the football. So, and here's the thing, though, and I find it very hilarious how you guys say that, oh, Stafford is definitely better than Jalen Hurts. And I'm like, he was overthrowing guys a lot. And one thing about Matthew Stafford, as great as he is, I think he's actually a Hall of Famer. I think to carry that fucking atrocious-ass organization with all of them players that were outside of Calvin Johnson, Dominique Sue, maybe a couple others. The organization as a whole, the team as a whole was fucking dog shit. I think you give most quarterbacks, I'd say 95% of quarterbacks that roster, and you would get 0-16, 0-17, 2-4, like, bro, you wouldn't even get 5 wins. With the rosters that Matthew Stafford had to play with, we're not just talking about offense, we're talking about holistically as a team. The teams that he had to play for in his tenure in Detroit, most quarterbacks would not even scratch the surface of 5, maybe 6 wins. They were really a terrible team. I'm so glad Detroit leveled up and they got a good team now. But you get Matthew Stafford this ball club, man. They're going to the Super Bowl. But Matthew Stafford is just like, y'all say he's better than Jalen Hurts, and it's like outside of, okay, maybe he has the bigger arm, I guess. I don't see it. Like, Matthew Stafford does not take care of the football enough for me. Like, he always putting the fucking ball in harm's way. And and the Super Bowl that they won against the Bengals, he was doing the same shit. Every game I turn around, he's throwing 2 interceptions. And he's lucky that he didn't face any defense that was like really like shut down, because he would have paid for those mistakes. And the offenses that he's dealing on the other side would have capitalized off of him. So he low-key lucked out. But I never saw Matthew Stafford. You could say arm talent, I guess, whatever the case may be. But I never saw Matthew Stafford as an overall better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Because I don't like the way Matthew Stafford just don't take care of the football at all. He forces shit too much. And as great as he is, I think he's a Hall of Famer despite what people may think. But I'm not. No. Yeah, by the way, the A.J. Brown personal foul call was fucking hideous. Like, A.J. Brown doesn't start anything. And I'm pretty sure the refs knew that. By the way, I have to... There's a second rule. Thank you so much, Troy Vincent, as a former player, Goodell, and everybody who's involved. Now, granted, when I say this, take everything what I'm saying as a grain of salt. Because while Troy Vincent is the face of this rule, this is voted on by a committee. These decisions are made by a whole committee. I said whole committee. By a whole committee. So take what I'm saying for a grain of salt, because I'm going to say Troy Vincent because his face is on it. But understand, this is a whole committee deciding on this. Not just him. He may be the figurehead, like he may be the face of this, but he's not the only person making these decisions. This is a whole collective. Who in the fuck asked you to literally change the fucking rules with this sportsmanship shit? Nobody asked for this. You're not making the game better. You're fucking up the game. You're telling me, and this is how unbiased I am, Puka Nacua flexing is unsportsmanlike conduct? What the fuck are we doing here? Jalen Carter jawing is unsportsmanlike conduct? What the fuck are we doing here? The Nolan Smith shit. Bullshit. Bullshit. This is a fucking brutal game. Motherfuckers is trying to hurt each other out here. This is a game, and I'm disappointed because, like I said, Troy Vincent played the fucking game, so out of everybody, he should know. He played the game, and he was actually a decent player. He used to play for Philadelphia. He was a corner in the McNabb era. So out of everybody, he should know. Stop fucking up the game. This is a brand new game, bro. Motherfuckers gonna celebrate. So, listen, I'm gonna talk shit to the players. So, this is so disrespectful. Because I remember the Steve Smith, Lawrence Taylor, Brady, some elite Tyrann Mathieu, some elite trash talkers. Ocho, Terrell Owens, Ray Lewis. Bro, this is what makes the game fun. For a motherfucker to get up in your face and talk shit and be able to back it up or not. But that is the beauty of this game, is the competitive nature. And you're trying to soften this shit up. No disrespect, I understand kids. Well, this is not a game for kids. I don't think you want to tell a kid that you have to play with some broken ribs. I don't think you want to tell a kid that you can get a concussion, you can get paralyzed. This is not Sorry, this not Twister, this not Scattergory, it's not Scrabble, it's not Monopoly. This is football. Football is physical. You come from a line of motherfuckers clotheslining each other. Motherfuckers doing Roy Williams and them doing goddamn horse collar tackles, and niggas' ankles be bent back and shit. You got Ronnie Lott, who had his finger cut off so he can play. Bro, dislocated his whole shit. This is a man's game, bro. Let these fucking players play. There's certain things like, rest in peace, Lacey. Some of the shit he was doing at LSU, you're going too far. You gonna flag up for that? No problem. Like, if I'm up here pointing a gun in your face, like it's not a real gun, obviously, but if I'm doing this in your face, okay, fine. But if I'm flexing, I'm staring you down, and I'm jawing, you not going back and forth talking, let the fucking players play, bro. Let them play. Because this is not no soft-ass game. This is some real-ass shit. Motherfuckers' lives is on the line. Motherfuckers trying to hurt each other. That's how the game is played. You came from a line of motherfuckers spitting in each other's face, motherfuckers biting fingers off. This is what football is about. Now, granted, I'm not condoning spitting, and I'm not condoning biting motherfuckers' fingers off. But this is what football is about. It's gritty, it's dirty, it's ugly. But the players that subscribe to this, they understand this. This is how the game is supposed to be played. The game ain't meant to be clean. It's not meant for this not recess. This American football. This shit is gritty. That's like trying to make fucking Mortal Kombat soft. Like, motherfucker, show all the blood and gore. Finish him. And all that blood squirt. That's Mortal Kombat. That's what it is. Call of Duty. Somebody ass gets shot. You see blood. Oh, shit. Oh, ban this game. Take it out. Motherfuckers gonna stop banning it. Gonna stop playing the game. Stop with this soft ass shit. Because a 15-yard penalty for fucking flexing on the court was horrible. That Jalen Carter was fucking horrible. Especially with the game in balance like that. Man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. By the way, can we give credit to Quinyon Mitchell? All Quinyon Mitchell got to do is get on that goddamn drugs machine and start catching them picks that go his way. But Quinyon Mitchell is a generational talent. To lock up Devontae Adams, because shout out to Vic Fangio for being smart, like, yo, Quinyon's a chip, bro. We gonna have him shout out Devontae Adams. Unfortunately, left Puka Nacua wide open. Now, granted, I respect the hell out of Puka Nacua. He's elite. Not only is he elite, you could very much argue he's the best wide receiver in the league right now. I think AJ is. But if we're talking numbers-wise, production-wise, what we've done on the field, Puka Nacua, the baddest motherfucker on the planet right now as far as wide receiver is concerned. He was whooping our ass. He always gives us issues. I said that one receiver that always give us issues, Cooper Kupp did, but definitely Puka Nacua, he's a really good football player. Shout out to that Rams scouting, whoever was in charge of watching Puka Nacua and realizing his value, they deserve a raise. Whatever he want. Cocaine, no, I'm playing. I'm joking. Little joke. But whatever he want, gets whoever the hell scouted Puka Nacua and say, yo, we gotta put him on our team. Whatever the hell this person want, whoever was in charge of making this decision, that man don't deserve a raise. That man deserve to be at least a six-figure, 100,000 there type shit. So. And it's kind of crazy because I thought at first, because that's what it looked like to me. By the way, I like that it decided to involve A.J. Dillon. This is something that I had a critique about last game. I finally saw A.J. Dillon come in for Saquon Barkley. I was actually happy that those things were happening because A.J. Dillon is a good back, and you need to just take the load off of Saquon sometimes and let your other guys play, especially if they could play as good as A.J. Dillon. Why not? You know what I'm saying? So, the third quarter. So, okay, yeah. Let's go to the second half. Let's go to the second half. Third quarter. Jared Verse got a strip sack, beating Matt Pryor, and after that, Matt Pryor sat down and they put in Fred Williams, which once again they should have did that because he's obviously the guy with more experience. I know he doesn't play right tackle, but I'd rather take the guy with starting experience, somebody who I seen play before versus a complete unknown. They responded with a touchdown play action to Kyron Williams, and then they caught Jalen Hurts talking to Kevin Patullo. Because I thought at first he was talking to Saquon. And I thought they was continuing their conversation on the sideline. But apparently he was talking to Kevin Patullo. And I'm so glad because and here's the thing. I was even going as far to say, and I really wish I should have streamed this. If AJ Brown would have threw a tantrum, I would have looked the other way. Because at some point in time, you got an elite receiver and you fucking him over and you're doing it. You're really fucking this guy over. Like, this dude is the best wide receiver in the league, arguably, and you're not giving him no targets? You're not trying to... What is going on here? Why are you not giving A.J. Brown the ball? So, honestly, if he would have acted out of control and would have acted with, like, would have went crazy, I would have excused it. He would have yelled at Kevin Patulli. He would have yelled at Sirianni. I would have excused it. I wouldn't have gave a fuck. I would have been like, yo, good. Absolutely. But shout out to A.J. Brown for being patient. And when he got his turn, bro, A.J. Brown showed you why he's A.J. Brown. Trust me. By the way, we need to give a huge shout out to Jordan Davis, man. You guys owe Jordan Davis an apology. I'm going to tell you why. You guys owe Jordan Davis an apology because you guys were very nitpicky about, what was y'all saying? Oh, yeah, Jordan Davis is like, he's not it, he's a bust. Because here's the thing, this is what we're not going to do. We're not going to act like, now granted, I am the guy, yes, who wanted Trent McDuffie over Jordan Davis. And it wasn't personal. It wasn't like Jordan Davis was bad. But I'm like, did we really need a DT over a corner? I felt like McDuffie was the answer. But I also criticized you guys. I say, wait a minute. Not everybody got to be a superstar. Jordan Davis is a really good run stopper, and he knows how to play his role well. And he's productive. He actually tries to be productive on the field. So I told y'all to just chill out. Like, not everybody got to be a generational talent. Everybody could be a Jalen Carter. But I was okay with Jordan Davis because when he was on the field, he tried to be productive. He had a great Super Bowl. He did some really good things in the playoffs. And he's looking like, I think he leads all DTs and tackles. And boy, what a fucking game he had. A blocked field goal in the half because him and Jalen Carter both blocked the first field goal. And on top of that, ran down Matthew Stafford and stopped him from getting the first down on a critical, a third down? Yeah. So Stafford was about to scramble on third down, and he ran up to him and stopped him. Field goal return touchdown for the victory. I'm so proud of Jordan Davis because I'm going to be honest with you. Jordan Davis didn't have to be this good. I didn't want him to be this good. This year, I was like, yo, let's just be more productive than last year and I'm fine. But to play at an all-pro level, to have the game like he did against the Rams and how humble he is, because when they was asking about it, he was like, yeah. He said, just paying attention to the details. He was just so... First off, I like the guy's personality. I think he's he definitely a goofball, which I'm a goofball myself, so I could definitely relate. He got a good head on his shoulders. He understands hard work. He has some leadership intangibles about himself. He leads in his own way. It's not very vocal, but at times when it's time for people to step up, he's going to let people know about it. And so I really like Jordan Davis a lot. I genuinely do. I like him as a product. I think he's a great person. He also low-key can sing as well. And, man, this guy is athletic. I mean, this guy was running. Like, God damn, this guy run faster than some running backs. I think he ran like a 4-something. And mind you, this is before he really got in shape like he is now. So, yeah, I'm very proud of Jordan Davis. I'm proud of his development. Because, again, I didn't even need him to play like this. But the fact that he did anyway, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of Jordan Davis, man. I really am. Jordan Davis was fucking phenomenal yesterday. Phenomenal. Phenomenal ball game. Shout out to Quinyon Mitchell for locking Devontae Adams' ass up. That was really cool. On top of that, Devontae Adams was talking shit. He was like, yeah, I got something for him. What you got? Nothing. Nothing to show for it. Just like your time on the Jets. Nothing to show for it. So Rams end up losing a right tackle and end up actually messing with them a little bit. Jalen Hurts tried to go for a fourth down conversion that he almost got picked off. So what ended up happening was, I think it was a 4th and 6 because they called Cam Jurgens for a holding penalty. Here's the thing about Adoree Jackson, okay? When I talk the way I talk, I'm assessing your on-field performance. One thing I will not do, and maybe I kind of went a little too far Mariota at sometimes, but one thing I will not do, even if you're not as good as a player, I try not to be personal with my attacks. So yeah, I went off on Adoree Jackson, but I try to keep it about his play. I was kind of vicious in my little, I went off, but I tried to make it personal. You're still on the team, so whether or not you do good or bad, I have to have no choice but to support you. So I'll never go too crazy or be disrespectful to you. Even if you fucking up, I'll never so hopefully Adoree's doing good after the groin injury, because obviously, regardless of how I felt about his play, I don't wish injury on nobody, and I definitely want guys to heal up for sure, especially if you're on my team. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully Adoree's good after that. So Ja'Cory Bennett came in on that last drive, and I thought he was okay. He did some good things, and did some things that's I kind of see why Vic Fangio didn't really want him playing corner right off rip. I saw, so he made some good plays right off rip, but at the same time, I kind of understood why he wasn't ready to just throw him to the wolves and be like, okay, yeah, go ahead and play. I understood why he maintained Adoree Jackson staying there, because Adoree Jackson has the starting experience. As much as I don't think he's the long-term answer, obviously, I see why he wasn't quick to try to put Ja'Cory Bennett as the starter right off rip. So I understand. Basically, when I seen him play, he did some good things. He did some things that's you know what? I don't think he's 100% ready. As much people want him to play, including myself, he's not really ready just yet. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck that second half was going on. But Jalen Hurts looked like MVP of the league. And everybody called me crazy. And talked about the number, because I said right after game 1, he only had 150 yards, didn't throw a touchdown, but I said the way he played, I said, Jalen Hurts is going to be an MVP candidate. And y'all looked at me like I was crazy. And look at the performance. Put the team on his back. So for those of y'all said, I'm not entirely sure he can lead the team to a comeback in the third, even though you already proved he can do that already. But the fact that he did it again, and he did it at the right time. When everybody was ready to give up and throw the towel, we did it at the right time. Talk about taking control of a football team. Jalen Hurts did that and then some. I'm proud of Jalen Hurts, man. I very impressed with his ability to just stay focused at all times. I'm very when somebody works as hard as he does, even if they don't necessarily get it right off rip, they have no choice but to get better. And Jalen Hurts is just one of those guys. I think he didn't have the it factor right off rip. But you see somebody that has Jalen Hurts' work ethic in that manner, the only way to go is up. Especially if your head is screwed on tight and you work hard, you're only going up. There's no way I saw Jalen Hurts, and I pay attention to obviously his work ethic, which is very obvious, and how he grows and how he tries to get better every year. And I'm going to tell you why Jalen is so great. And it's something I've never seen. But I knew he was special with one thing. I have never in my life heard of a quarterback go to an opposing defensive coordinator and go asking for advice. He'd be like, so for those that don't know, Wink Martindale was the former defensive coordinator for the Giants. Last year, from what I heard, I think Jalen already confirmed this, so it's actually true. Jalen Hurts, contacted Wink Martindale and say, hey, listen, how are you able to scheme it? And then he answered, because I think Wink Martindale was let go by the Giants, and let's just say from what I heard, it wasn't he didn't just walk up like, you know what, I appreciate everything. He was more like, fuck you, and cursed out Dable and all that type of crazy shit. But what I heard he was going bananas. But I think that takes a lot of that. That's somebody that's determined to be great. Determined. And you hear stories about how right after the Super Bowl, he starts nitpicking at every detail on how he could be better. You see him right off game one being razor sharp, getting the ball out of his hands, which I feel like was something that he didn't really... It took him some time to figure it out, but he's done that. He knows how to get the ball out of his hands now. He knows how to play on time consistently when the play calling is done the way it's supposed to. He takes care of the football. He's done that for damn near his whole career. I don't have to worry about Jalen Hurts throwing the ball into coverage or forcing shit. He's going to take what the defense gives him. And it's evident by this year. And I'm so proud of Jalen Hurts for ignoring the noise, focusing on what the important things are, and hence you have this. I'm very impressed with them. I'm very happy for Jalen Hurts, 100%. Anything else I want to talk about? The Eagles almost fucked themselves over, by the way. To call a timeout when you have the lead, let the Rams call a fucking timeout. Because what if you would have made it and we needed that? Like, that just wasn't smart. That probably was the one little critique I had in the second half. To call a timeout when the time was against them, I was like, that shit is just stupid. Okay. Anything else I want to have a conversation about? I saw some good things out of Jeremiah Trotter and on special teams as well. So I was very impressed with his play on special teams. He didn't get no stats, but I was very impressed with that. I'm trying to think about what else I want to talk about. I think that's it, man. I think that's it. So I want to talk about a couple things. I want to talk about the Bears and the Cowboys real quick. I want to talk about what happened with Shador real quick. And I think I need some time to go listen to this Cardi B album, so I'm going to have to end it straight. I would have let y'all watch the interviews, but that's some shit I'll probably watch on my own time, and we'll kind of go from there. But here's the thing. Cowboys and the Bears. Y'all owe Caleb Williams an apology. I seen some of his mechanics. I'm not saying ain't nobody motherfucking Patrick Mahomes now. Ain't nobody my GOAT. Ain't nobody my GOAT. Bad. Sorry, shout out congratulations to Patrick Mahomes, my GOAT, getting his first win. Congratulations on that. But ain't nobody Patrick motherfucking Mahomes now. Ain't nobody my GOAT. My GOAT. Bad. Ain't nobody him. But listen, I'm going to tell you something. I see some of his mechanics. I see his big playability. He can scramble. I seen his ability to kind of like he got some really, really good arm talent, and he's capable of making some fantastic throws. And so I said to myself, there's no way that man has that much ability. His ability to make some ridiculous ass throws, and Caleb Williams don't ever get close to even showing that he's even a competent NFL quarterback. Something's wrong. Yes, it takes you a while to understand the game. And now to understand it, to be able to consistently play at a high level at the quarterback position, it takes time. Ben Johnson, I'm going to be honest with you. And this is coming from somebody that I praise the Ben Johnson hire for the Bears. I actually don't like Ben Johnson. Here's why I don't. I don't like him as a person. Number one, I think he's too short-tempered with the media for no reason. Even when they're asking regular-ass questions, he's too short-tempered with the media. And another thing, too, if I was a player, I wouldn't want to play for Ben Johnson. Because you can't be such a creative mind. And then when I see you on the sidelines when your team is winning and you're just... You look pissed off. You look checked out. By the way, I'm going to tell you somebody that's low-key checked out. DJ Moore will not stay a Chicago Bear for long. I think he's fed up. If you go watch his, whenever he scored or whatever, go watch this guy's body language. Like, DJ Moore is tired of the fucking mediocrity. I could look at his face. I could look at his body language. DJ Moore wants out of Chicago. And no, he didn't say this. I could sense it. Because every time he scored, they'd be like, touchdown, DJ Moore. This is a reaction. Yeah, DJ, yeah! Good shit, DJ! That's my seat. Thanks for holding it for me. Appreciate you. You're a good teammate. When you're not on the field. Yeah. I'm thirsty. DJ Moore is completely emotionless. And when I seen him play in Carolina, he was not like that. He emoted so much more in Carolina. The Bears, pause what I'm about to say, they sucked the life out of this guy. DJ Moore wants out, and I could tell his body language and how he behaves. This man wants out of Chicago. And I think as soon as his contract is up, I don't know what's the details of it. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent or whatever the case may be. But DJ Moore will not be in Chicago within the next couple years. You can bet your ass on that. That man is checked out. He is done. Hey, listen, that man checked out. That's all I got to say about that. But yeah, y'all owe Caleb Williams an apology. There's no way that man got such remarkable arm ability, can make throws like that are very Mahomes-esque. And there's no way in the hell that he can't even show that he's somewhat competent. But I wouldn't want to play with a guy like Ben Johnson, because I want a guy that know how to bring people together. And there's no way in the hell. It's so weird how you could be super creative, like he was doing some flea flickers that was amazing. And then your team is playing or firing on all cylinders. And you're having the same emotion like you're getting blown out by 50. Where the fuck is the smile? Where's the celebration? Where you go up to Caleb Williams and give him a handshake, a hug, be like, yo, I'm proud of you. You know, anybody can be hard on their team. But, like, I'm starting to dislike Ben Johnson. Not just as a coach, but as a person. Because I don't like that behavior. You know, again, you be hard on guys, pause, when you need to be hard. You got to lay down the law sometimes. It is what it is. You're the head coach. You're not there for him. But at the same time, bro, when your team is firing all cylinders and they're executing everything the way they're supposed to and the defense is playing lights out, bro, you got to show life in you. And again, I think he definitely did that in the locker room, but I want to see that out in the field. I want to see that burst. The same way Nick Sirianni be like, one thing I love about Nick Sirianni too, he'll get on your ass if you need to get on your ass. But when it's time to celebrate, he's going to do that. And that positive reinforcement, it means something to players. Again, we grown-ass people. We don't need to be told, but that positive reinforcement means a lot. Jalen Hurts got to be like that because Jalen Hurts got to, he's the quarterback of the football team. He's the leader. He got to hold things down. But the coach, bro, you're not even in the game. Everybody's executed the way they're supposed to, bro. Hey, a lot of y'all want to talk about, I don't know why he's painted his nails. I think he's soft. I don't think I want my quarterback paint their nails. No matter what the fuck this man do in his off time. I tell you this much, Caleb Williams can fucking play. Now, I don't know what's going on with DeAndre Swift. I'm not going to blame it on him because, like I said before in the other streams, I seen what he did in Detroit. When Detroit wasn't as good, I seen how he played. So if he could play that well in Detroit, there's no way. It's something with the Bears and their run scheme and their old linemen. It's something along those lines. Something not right. But I know I'm not gonna hate on the DeAndre Swift's ass train. I'm not doing that. The defense played outstanding, at least in the second half. George Pickens did have a drop that ended up being an interception. You know, obviously, as an Eagles fan, I'm happy as fuck. But obviously, in that moment, it really sucks, to be able to drop the ball like that and then turn over. CeeDee Lamb has something with his ankle. It doesn't look too bad. Hopefully, it's not too bad. Obviously, Cowboys suck ass, but I don't wish injuries on players. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that secondary for Dallas. Malik Hooker. Less to the sideline antics, more to play. Well, as an Eagles fan, keep it up. Keep it up. Keep up the sideline antics. But Malik Hooker, he gotta play better. Trayvon Diggs, you got to play better. You've not played good since your rookie year. And I'm being straight up, not like you're not good. Stop pressing people. Stop pressing Bubba Dub and entertainers talk about you because you're not doing that shit that Colin Cowherd or anybody else that's not black. You're not doing that shit. So just leave it be. It is what it is. Focus on playing and get better. Deron Bland, I don't know if he's playing or not playing. If he is playing, it doesn't even seem like I ain't heard his name not one goddamn time. But yeah, the Bears, shout out to them for getting a victory. Y'all owe Caleb Williams an apology. He's more than a capable player in this league. Edmonds, I don't know if he played for Philadelphia or he always was Chicago, because I feel like there's two people with that name. It's one that I think he was in Pittsburgh or Chicago, and then he came to us. I think like he was a safety. I think the guy is a linebacker. I forgot. I think he came from Buffalo and then ended up in Chicago, but he had a terrific ball game as well. But yeah, Dallas imploded and really just completed the whole week. And not only did we get the sweetest way to have a victory. By the way, shout out to Andrew Thomas, the Giants left tackle that came back off an injury, because he was holding his own against Chris Jones. I wasn't able to watch the first half of it because like I was dozing off. I ain't get no sleep on Sunday. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Is there anything else I want to mention? Oh yeah, Shador. I don't like what the fuck is going on in Cleveland, and I know it's some bullshit. The Browns don't actually feel that safe with Dylan Gabriel taking over for Joe Flacco, and they know this. What happens if Dylan Gabriel, God forbid, gets injured? God forbid, we're not wishing injury on anybody. What happens if he doesn't pan out? You know whose turn it got to be, right? Shador Sanders. You know what the fucking Cleveland Browns did? They're going out of their way to make sure that Shador Sanders has no opportunity to even get in the fucking game. They made him the goddamn scout team quarterback. Don't tell me there's no racism. I don't want to hear that shit. Fuck out of here. Don't tell me that. I don't want to hear about this. Oh, we're pastor. I don't want to hear that shit. That's bullshit. Shador showed that he could play. Is he a finished product? Absolutely not. But you're going out of your way to make sure that Shador doesn't even have an opportunity to fucking prove himself to see if he actually is good. That's what I have a problem with. And then now all of a sudden you want to talk about how he wanted him, and then he said no to that, and then he said no to Baltimore. Why are you showing that now? So we can focus on shit that happened in the past? Because let me tell you something. I would have loved for Shador. I think it was very foolish of Shador to say no to the Eagles. No, you wouldn't play right away. But think about it like this. Look at Jordan Love learning under Aaron Rodgers, and look at how well he's playing. Come on now. Look at how well he's playing. Learning on, like, he was patient, and that's why I said I got a lot of respect for Jordan Love, because I said he was ass, and I was wrong. He got to get it done in the playoffs. He got to stop choking in the playoffs. But he's a damn good quarterback. And I can't wait till that Cowboys and Green Bay game. I can't wait. I will be watching it. Eyes droopy and all, I will be watching it. Bottom line is this, though. Okay? It's okay to be patient. Because guess what? How are we going to hook you up? And you don't know who's going to be on that team after Jalen. You don't know who's going to be on that team. And think about it like this. You play well in the preseason. You prove yourself. Maybe you could force your way to a trade. Because Tanner McKee is definitely going after this year. Somebody's going to want Tanner McKee. 100%. And guess what? So for Shador, I would have said yes to Philly. Baltimore, I don't know how I'm not entirely too confident in their front office to put the pieces they need in place to win football games, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But Philadelphia, I would have said yes. Why not? Worst case scenario, I get a trade, I go somewhere else. But learning under Jalen, learning how to be a leader, and get to play with all them goddamn weapons. And get to play with the greatest GM in NFL history. You can't get no better than that. The greatest owner in NFL history. Come on now. But this was put out as a distraction. So that we could forget that the Browns are trying to purposefully sabotage him. You're telling me that he's not worthy enough to be after Dylan Gabriel in case anything happens? Get the fuck out of here. Shedeur had a proper response. He said, like, yo, listen, it's like playing 6 games a week instead of just 1. And then you got guys in the scout team. And then he did a great job of shouting out his wide receivers. So I thought that was cool. You know, he was saying, like, yo, the wide receivers are really good and they're really fast. And they just don't have the opportunity yet. So I like how Shedeur is handling this. I think what's going on in Cleveland is bullshit. But I love he's handling this like the class act that he is. I think Deion did a fantastic job of raising his sons, and his sons have become some extraordinary young men, and I wish the best for everybody, including Shiloh, Deion Sanders Jr., all the whole family. I wish them nothing, and even their daughter. I wish their family nothing but success. I truly do, genuinely from the bottom of my heart. They deserve everything good happening to them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, nonetheless, we're gonna end it. I gotta listen to this damn Cardi B shit, so we're gonna end it here. That's all I have to say. Okay, no, I'm playing, but yeah, that's all I gotta say. We're just gonna move on. This will be coming to either today or tomorrow, and then that's pretty much it, man. That's all I gotta say. Then the Cardi B shit's coming up this week as well, so I'm out of here.